All right, boys. Big weekend. Cubs play tomorrow. Miller Lights. Tonight I'll be at the Mount Carmel Brother Rice football game.
Nice.
Big game.
Gonna have a few Miller Lights.
Yeah, I'll probably obviously
Not
not
there,
on property,
yes,
not on
of
property,
course,
but
of
yeah, I'll
course.
have some after with some of the people I'm going with. But that's a massive Illinois high school football game.
Huge.
1 in
That's a
3
big
in
one.
state.
Top 5 for sure.
1 in 3.
Exactly. So I'm excited for the weekend. Needless to say, I'm also playing some dice, hanging out with some friends on Saturday. So listen, get your Miller
You
Lite
just had to
going.
throw that in there, didn't you?
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's going to be great accompanied by Miller Lite. But
Yes,
you had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Wait, why would I throw it in? What's wrong with throwing it in?
You wanted us to know that you were playing some dice this week.
St. Charles North, also top 10 team in Illinois.
Yeah, they are.
5-0.
They are. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a good, as bad as a college slate it is this weekend.
It is bad.
It's a horrible slate. It's a nice Illinois high school football slate, and I think it's on Marquee. If you can't make it, that Brother Rice Mount Carmel game.
I love how Marquee does that.
Yeah,
They do that quite frequently, so it's a nice little treat.
both teams are absolute juggernauts this year.
Yeah.
But regardless, we're here to talk about Miller Lite right now, and I was pumped to have it. Pre-gaming before going to a couple Cubs games this
Yeah.
year. Had it in the Raiders Stadium, which is great. It's a Miller
Oh,
Stadium.
it's a Miller Lite Stadium?
Yes.
Oh, that's
nice.
That must
Awesome.
have been really nice to walk into.
Make you feel at home.
Dave, it was huge. Like, I can't even tell you how huge it was.
Did you give a nice ah?
Oh, yeah.
And did you give a nice ah after that first sip?
Absolutely, I did. Because, listen, it's Bears season, and the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite is this year as well. So Bears game days are incomplete without Miller Lite. So I know there's not a Bears game this Sunday, but there's a lot of other stuff going on, like I said. Miller Lite, the official beer partner of our Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Great show for you today. We were joined by Sylvie, and that was today, so that's why sorry the episode's a little late up. Dan's also joins the episode. We recap the wild card, talk a little bit about the series to come. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Dave, whoosh us over.
Whoosh.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Stretch Friday interview. We got a lot going on. Big Cat won the 50-50. Big Cat's on this episode.
Hello.
The Cubs won the wild card series. We play the Brewers, but most importantly, we're joined by Sylvie from ESPN 1000. Sylvie, welcome in. A long time coming.
I have finally made it here. Like this is
Took you 2 years.
It took me forever, and
Yeah.
I go back a long way with all you guys.
Yeah.
But I never thought I would see this day, and if I'm good enough, Big Cap promised me ice cream.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed that you're here. I love you so much, but I did like holding it over your head that you had never been here. You know what I mean? So we lose that.
There's plenty of things to hold over my head. You got a laundry list.
That one, it's a death of an error right now.
By
It
the
was
way,
getting mean.
Yeah, it was getting.
Waddle
Because
was-
Waddle been
It
here a
was
bunch.
getting a little
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
It wasn't ever intentional.
Yurko was here. Yeah, it
I
wasn't.
love Sylvie. It was never intentional, but it just didn't happen, and then it became funny after
Yeah.
like a year where it's like now it's intentional. But we're happy you're here.
Do you guys realize that the day that Yurko came was the best week he's ever had on ESPN 1000 because he actually prepared?
Oh yeah, he came prepared.
He doesn't prep for any show, but because he was coming on with you guys in the football show, he had to prepare.
Yes, he also was like I think Fireball was sponsoring that show last year, and I think we used to have Will take like a dummy shot, and Yurko was like, "No, we're all taking shots." And I think he took a couple for the road too.
Nice.
My favorite thing about Yurko is I always, when I listen to Crosstalk, and at some point it's just Carm talking to you guys, and I'm like, I can't see it, but I know Yurko's just scrolling.
Yeah, he's got his shoes off and his feet up on the desk.
Yeah.
He's got a list. So here's his list of what he goes through. I don't know if he's ever broken this down, but working with him for so many years, he'll go through mallards and he'll show you every form of a duck. This is what he's doing during the show. He'll then go to one of those Google Maps, and then he'll look at his old properties. He'll check on his home in Green Bay. He'll check on his old home in hey, kid, this is where I lived in Jacksonville. And then he'll watch soccer highlights. So those are the three things, and he never asks a question to Jesse Rogers. Mm-hmm. So when Jesse is on, he will never ask. He will just sit there, and he's basically in the sidecar.
Because he's fucking with him, or because he's uninterested?
I think both.
A little bit of both.
Sure.
I like that move.
Yeah.
That's very funny. But yeah, a lot going on. Like we said, Big Cat, congratulations finally. getting the
Yeah.
monkey off your
50-50
back.
happened.
Yeah.
It was insane.
My jaw like hit the floor. I was
Same.
driving home and I was like, holy
It was
shit,
like
they actually did it.
so it was on Wednesday's game, terrible game. Worst, obviously,
Yeah.
we're the only loss we had this series, but like terrible game. I was with Titus. You didn't come. No, it was my buddy AJ and Dave. They went left, I went right, so I was by myself, and I was like, I guess I should check. And I started pulling out tickets. First ticket loser, second ticket loser, third ticket, and I was like, wait a second. And I just stood in the concourse for probably like 5 to 10 minutes just rereading the numbers.
Yeah.
You have to.
Being like, there's just no way I actually finally did this. And then I finally did it. And it was, 12, 13 years of me like documenting my ride. There was very funny moments that were brought up. The one that made me chuckle was in 2015, someone found a tweet of it was Blackhawks playoffs, and I went to the Cubs game in the afternoon and the Blackhawks game at night, and the same 50-50 vendor who worked both events sold me a ticket. It's like that's when you know you got a problem.
Yeah.
But I did it, and I announced it on PMT. But I'm giving all the money to the Lost Boys.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, good shit.
Incredible group, Southside Chicago. It's Levante. He does awesome work. He's been doing it for like 17 years, and they have a baseball program for kids in not the best situation, trying to teach them life lessons through sports. And then they have a mentorship program. So, and it's not. We actually had him in the office 2 weeks ago. Eddie, myself, and Pat Bev met with him. And so we're gonna do a lot of stuff with them going forward, but we wanted to start because they were kind of running out of money. There was a big story in the Chicago Sun-Times. They might have had to stop operations, so we're getting them back on their feet, and then we're gonna do more stuff going forward.
That's like a karma thing.
Yeah, good on you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
you,
never
for
about
sure.
the money. It was always about just winning that 50-50.
Yeah.
It was never about the money.
Now, is
And
there
of all the times to win it too, because this could
Yeah.
happen on a Tuesday in July.
Yeah.
Where the pot's like maybe half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very funny, too, going to the game on Thursday. So Eddie, I think, now gets free tickets for the rest of the playoff run because he's
3-0 this
2-0.
week.
He's 3-0 this
With
week.
the Bears.
Hell yeah.
He's 3-0 this week. He came Tuesday. He sat with me Tuesday and Thursday at Wrigley. We won both games. And Eddie can attest, when I walked into Wrigley yesterday, the amount of people just being like, go back to back, Big Cat. You got this. Like, you're going to fucking do it. It was so fucking funny. And then the woman, the 50-50 raffle lady who I frequent, she said that they had more people come and buy tickets before the game started than they've ever seen because they saw my video and realized you could actually win.
The big
Wow.
cat effect.
They're like, no one thought it was real. And I was like, I didn't think it was real.
So
I
then
thought
what'd the pot get up to on
it
Thursday?
got to like 160.
Holy shit.
My God.
It was
Okay.
crazy.
And you took home about 100, right?
Well, it's
Half of
50.
that, right?
So 50.
So I took like 50.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that now that you caught the dragon, you're like, what next?
No,
Like,
I'm
what
just
do-
gonna win it again.
Just win it again?
Yeah, I'm just gonna win it again.
So you're going to play as hard as you've ever played.
I played harder yesterday, Sylvie.
Hey,
Eddie
you
saw-
should have seen
I saw-
How long was
50-50 people swarming to it was like bees on donuts at a Saturday soccer game. It was
In
they
August,
were,
yeah.
and they're wearing yellow shirts too, so they were just all over.
Yeah, Vicky.
All
Shout out
over.
Vicky. My season tickets. She's the one who usually comes down. She like knows my family.
That's I was
like,
like, that's the one that your son's
Where's your
like,
son?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was very happy for me. I cut her off a little. So
Good.
They have a party after the season. All the 50-50 people. So I paid for a little of that. So
Is it like the lottery where if you buy it at a gas station, the gas station gets a little bit
the
of a
woman
nut?
who sold it to me, Renee? She is. I have to find her still. She was sick yesterday. I asked about her. It was a serendipitous moment because on Wednesday when I walked in, first thing I always do when I walk into Wrigley is I just buy the first person I see selling 50-50, and then I have down the first base line, I have a booth that I always hit. So I hit the first person, then I hit the booth. And the booth was this woman, Renee, and she was like, "Are you Big Cat?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love your videos. My kids keep asking when I'm going to sell you a ticket." And I was like, "Well, today's the day." That was the winning.
Wow.
So, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good strategy too, because I just buy from one person. You got to spread out.
Oh, you got to do the early bird.
Okay.
So if you buy before first pitch,
Double.
This is, by the way, way too much 50-50 talk. If you buy the first before first pitch, it's double. So it's $200 for 4,000 entries. So that was the one.
Okay.
That
I did that Tuesday.
Yeah.
And like when my phone was ringing, so we were doing our streaming show afterwards. We weren't on that day because we were carrying the Cubs on 1,000. and the phone rings, and like it's usually all texting, and I still hadn't seen it yet because we were doing this, and he's only called me when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I think like super big sports moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get a call.
Usually
from,
text. Yeah.
it's usually text. So I'm like, okay, is he? And I'm thinking in my head, is he calling because he's going to tell me he's out on the Cubs after today? Is he calling to tell me, hey, this is fine, we're going to be fine? And then I heard him on the 50-50. Blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm still in shock. And the only wrinkle to this story that's very funny. So you guys all know Dave, one of my best friends. He owns Declan's in Old Town. Go there, drink. Great bar. He and I have had Cubs season tickets. We split them for I think 11 years now. He buys almost as much 50-50 as me.
Really?
Always after me. So he's just like the guy behind the guy. So he's basically been doing the same thing as me, and he's never won it. So we got to get him a win.
Oh, man.
'Cause,
I feel bad for Miller now.
Dude, it's brutal. I called him. Eddie was in the car with me yesterday after the game, and I called him just to fuck with him, and I was like, hey, I did it again. And he was like, fuck you. Like, legitimately a fuck you.
Yeah, it was
So he's like, this is crazy. He always buys the tickets right after me, too. So
I'd be irate.
He's got to upstream you going forward.
Yeah. Well, sometime we went out to Colorado for the Cubs Rockies like maybe 5-6 years ago, and we got into a war where he bought after me, and then I was like, well, I got to buy after you, and then we like just kept on going, and it was just like, this is too.
And neither of you guys won.
You guys funded the whole pot. Yeah.
But in other news, the Cubs won the series.
Yeah.
Going to the DS.
I think they're going to beat the Brewers.
I do too.
I kind of do.
I think they're going to beat the Brewers.
It's a great matchup.
It is.
I just have this awful, god-awful pit feeling in my stomach that Stephen Shea is going to have a World Series in his first season as a Cubs fan, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
I don't know if we're good enough to win the NLCS, but we're taking it game by game.
Yeah.
Well, here it is. This is it. Like the path is here. To Big Cat's credit, he's been on the Bears where he opened the gateway.
Yep.
So I think in this gateway now for the Cubs, now that they beat the Padres, I think the better matchup is the Brewers.
Yep.
Less travel. They know each other very, very well. They don't scare me. Philly scares me. The Dodgers scare me. The Dodgers and Phillies will beat each other up in a 6 or 7 game series.
Well, 5.
Or 5. That's right. I'm so
That'd be great if it was.
I know. I've been screwed up by that too.
That's the second time I fucked that.
Yeah,
up.
but I fuck it up too because the fact that the first wild card is 3 games.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're all here.
You're used to winning that first series and going to a 7.
right.
Now you win 3 and you go to 5. So I think they'll beat each other up in 5, and then the Cubs come in and one of the teams will be shorthanded. Cade Horton will dominate.
He's
in
not
NLCS.
coming back. So.
What about for the CS?
I don't know.
A rib injury.
The fact that they picked the 5th game of the DS as his comeback, I mean, that just seems so fake to me.
Yeah.
Well, if it's fake, wouldn't they say Game 5 of the World Series?
No, they're just trying to keep it. They're trying to dangle it. They're trying to keep the vibes high.
When do the rosters actually come out?
For the DS?
Yeah.
I think probably today.
Yeah.
But I think Game 5 was just the soonest based on the IL stuff.
Right, so
Yes,
then
it is,
realistically it's probably late in the CS.
What if he's good now? What if he pitches tomorrow?
I don't think
because
I
he's
don't-
on the IL.
Oh,
And I
yes, you're right.
Can't
You're right,
bring
you're
him
right.
back. So it's
and
you
he's
know-
not going to be on this roster.
No, he won't be on the roster, and the only way they get him on, I heard Jesse talk about it, is someone's got to get hurt.
Right.
And if they fake the injury, whoever they put away won't be able to play in the NLCS if they take his roster.
Okay, so that's interesting.
So do
It's a
that with Mike
wrinkle.
Soroka, right? I mean, who needs Mike Soroka anyway?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
I think Assad will probably be on the roster, right? That's the only thing.
gotta have-
going into this series, I don't know who's gonna we don't have starting pitching.
At all.
We have a
Tyon.
Sylvie, you
fucking
want to
shove.
you want to give me some credit here with Shota?
No.
He's
After
not-
one game? Do you know about this argument
I don't
that we
think
have?
so. I
Yeah.
don't think
He
so.
doesn't- yeah.
It's not even about Shota being an ace because I would never say he was an ace. So when
No.
the Cubs got Shota, I always thought he was a 3. That was the billing when he came out of Japan. He's a 3 or 4, and then he's pitched at times like an ace.
Yeah.
Where after every loss, they win. His numbers have been good until this recent home run streak. But before the home run streak,
Yes.
I have arguments with Friedel and with Big Cat, and they're double teaming me for lack of a better term. And
We're making you airtight.
and they say Big Cat says he's not a 2.
He's not a two
on a playoff team.
Oh, no. I didn't say 2 on a playoff team. I said 2 on a World Series champion.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
I think he's a great 3. And the problem is I listen, I like Shota a lot. I think we're going to need him big time in this series. But if you're going into a series and think about it, like if Justin Steele doesn't get hurt, if Cade Horton doesn't get hurt, that's exactly my point. That he's a 3 and maybe Boyd's the 3 and Shota's the 4, which would be great.
Dylan sees a 2 on a World Series team?
No, the Padres.
Surprised by that.
But
the Padres.
He has ace stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's like
that's
Shota has a ceiling with his stuff where Dylan Cease could find it like he did against the Cubs and just absolutely.
I thought when they took him out after 3 and 2 or whatever, I was like, what are he was cruising.
Look at some of the teams in the playoffs, and you see like what they have. They have the Haas at the front of the of their rotation, the Tarek Skubal, who obviously that's the highest end of it.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the kid Cam Schlittler did.
He was awesome
for
yesterday.
the Yankees. Like, even Blake Snell, he was awesome. Yamamoto, like all these guys where it's like when they start the first game of a series, you're expecting 7-8 innings of maybe 1-run ball. And then your second guy, you're expecting 6, 7, 8 innings of 1 or 2-run ball. I don't know if I can expect that from Shota.
No,
Well,
you're
not
trying
today.
to cobble
Right.
it together.
Right. I mean, we had to have an opener.
Like today, I wouldn't argue that I feel great about him as a number 2. His overall body of work, I think, is a very good 2 on a playoff team.
Yeah.
So what do you think do you think we're going to basically go into this series? Because the rest is actually beneficial to us because it's Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think what Craig Counsell's going to do in this series is basically like Shota, Boyd, maybe Boyd a little bit more, but Shota, Boyd, Tyone, Assad, try to get us 4 innings.
And I think Assad's going to go game 1.
Yeah, and just go bullpen. And just go, do you think that's
Colin
fair that
Ray,
we're like, hey, if you guys can give us 4 innings of no runs, you've done your job.
I think Assad Ray is probably the play for tomorrow.
And Boyd will probably be more like 6 innings, hopefully. But like these guys are not. I don't have like ultimate trust in them to the point where it's like if they get in a little bit of trouble, you got to be quick,
real quick hook.
But I'll say though, I honestly, aside from one pitch from Shota and the bats going cold on the game 2, I've been wildly impressed with this team.
Oh yeah,
the defense has been
Dansby's unbelievable.
Yeah,
and
Horner
Craig Counsell's been doing a great job managing because I actually think people are getting him on him for game 2 for the Shota thing with Machado. Guess what? You don't win a fucking game if you don't score a run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Machado, that sucked, but we would have lost 1-0. We couldn't hit anything.
But 13 hits yesterday.
Yeah.
So
PCA
got to
broke
do
out.
better with runners in scoring position.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally.
And
they did steal that 4th run from the Cubs too.
Oh,
He was safe.
We also need the second game was we've seen 2 Cubs teams all year. And it was basically game 1 and 3, or more game 3 was the best version. Game 2 was what we saw for a good stretch in the second half, where it's like no one hits, and not only no one hits, but no one has productive at bats. Like the Brewers' weakness, I think, is like their bullpen's a little shaky too, where they give up a lot of walks. So you got to have guys. It's not even getting hits; it's like just productive at bats.
Yeah.
Just you got to have guys go up there and make them work. Get some walks, not just go up and flail and strike out.
Yeah, and Hap and PCA looked lost, and they came alive a little bit.
Yeah.
So everyone is still kind of there.
They're a great team when PCA and Tucker are great.
And I think Eddie called it. He said Tucker in the 9th inning of game 2 found something.
Yeah.
I don't expect any power from Tucker.
No.
But it doesn't matter if he can get these singles and and string together some 2-for-4 games. That's more than enough because he doesn't. You can see he doesn't have pop in the bat.
No.
I'm kind of surprised that they stuck with Hap and Tucker as a 3-4. The way Bush is swinging the bat, maybe you move him back. Maybe you have Seiya up because Seiya has been hot. I'm kind of surprised that like the meat of the lineup has been 2 guys who are really struggling. But maybe they're broken out of that.
I have been a Hap supporter throughout the years. I'm not one of these guys who thinks Hap doesn't do anything. I like Ian Happ on my team. I don't like Ian Happ as the number 3 hitter.
Yeah.
And I don't like Ian Happ when he's 1 for 21 against a pitcher in game 1, and he still put him at number 3.
Yep.
That's where Counsell drives me crazy.
Yep.
So, like,
But where would you put him?
I would put him down. My ideal lineup is now a lot of people like Bush at the top.
I do. I think he's great at the top.
And if you want to go, and I'm going this way because lefty-righty, because Counsell loves the lefty-righty. So I'm going Nico leading off.
Okay.
I'm putting Tucker because he's found something back in the 2-hole with a lefty bat. I'm going Seiya 3 because he's hot.
He is hot.
We can move him down if he gets bad. And then Bush is my cleanup hitter because he's great. And from there, you build your lineup.
Yeah.
But I love Nico at the top of the order. I don't think Hap should be 3, and at the very least, while Seiya's hot, because we know he's streaky as hell.
He is.
He's seeing it right now.
He
Yeah,
is.
ride him. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think that's the right top.
I actually like that lineup. a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I do.
Damn, you should manage.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I could do a better job. Like, don't you guys think that Brad Keller should have been pulled after the
yeah.
first time he hit it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He allowed a home run, and then he technically walked a guy.
Yeah.
Bailed out.
Like, thank God they
Yeah.
called that strike 3. Then he hit a guy, and you still gave him another batter
Yep.
when he, just like Hap, isn't a 3. Brad Keller's a great story. Brad Keller was never supposed to be this team's closer, let alone a 2-inning closer in an elimination game in the postseason.
Do you think there's any chance we put Palencia back in the 9th inning?
Maybe.
He was great.
He was
Been
awesome
great
in
this
that
series.
series.
Really good.
He was
Big-
awesome in that series.
Up here, I
I
like
know.
kind of like what PCA is going through. When shit goes wrong with him,
Yeah.
he gets effed up here.
Yeah.
And shout out Jed and Carter Hawkins, because I will say, like, an underrated guy. I know he gave up a run in game 2, but Kittredge has been
Yeah.
because it's very tough to be asked to do everything, and he's been asked to do it. He opened a game, he closed the game. Like, that's a hard thing to do for a bullpen guy.
I could picture White Sox Dave pitching like Kittredge, kind of looking very like, you got the beard going now, so you got the intimidation factor, you got the hair.
That's absolutely correct.
And then I could see you kind of like going slow,
Yeah.
and then
No.
all of a sudden delivering the heat.
That's where you're wrong. I get on that mound and I'm just an adrenaline dump guy through and through.
all
I am
gas.
trying to throw it through the catcher every single pitch.
So max effort to
Max
the windup.
effort. I am 100 miles an hour with every mechanic.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. Do you know? Have you ever been in a car that's gone, like, let's say 85 miles an hour?
Yeah.
That's how fast Dave can throw.
Yeah,
Pretty fast.
You cannot throw 85, can you?
I think I could still hit 80 off a mound.
Do you guys have everything here? Do you
We
guys
have a gun.
radar
Yeah,
gun?
we have a gun.
You got a gun.
I'd like to see. I'll go under because I'm just
80 would be the over under. This is the first time in my life I'm not 100% positive I could crack 80 on a gun.
Oh, no. I hate to hear
Damn.
that.
I know.
I'm the biggest White Sox
Well,
Dave.
here's the
do
thing.
anything
The
guy.
very first day we opened this office, we were all on the court just fucking around, like getting to know the place a little bit.
Having
and
recess.
I was throwing wiffle balls to Brandon Walker, and like I said, I was adrenaline dumping on these wiffle balls, and I threw one, and I got a shooting pain in my shoulder that has not been the same since. So I would have to like channel it, but like to this day, I'm a little afraid to throw.
It's like a 2-year recovery from shoulder surgery.
It's bad. Even if I'm playing like fetch with the dog or something, I'm like, I'm about to throw it. Like, here comes that pain. But
We had a thing before where we wanted him to get Tommy John for content.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna take copious amounts of steroids and then get Tommy John and then start my comeback tour.
there's
Yeah.
no reason
Dave
it
comes
should not
out
be
throwing
done.
94.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, he could just speak on Tommy John every time a player.
Oh, that'd be great.
Love it.
And he's playing for like the Joliet Jackhammers
Yeah.
or something.
For $200 a week.
You know, it's funny because in sports radio, we get all these guys. Oh, I once had that knee injury.
Yeah.
And now Dave could, say, with every Tommy John, he could step up and go, look, with this guy, the way
Yep.
he throws and his mechanics,
Yep.
I think he can make it back in 7 months.
Yes.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Tommy John expert.
Exactly. But what are we at of the bullpen meter, though? So I think I trust two guys fully in Kittredge and Pomeranz, and I would say I'm going to have to Palencia and a half to
Keller?
Keller. Yes.
I think that
Are we there or no? Or where do you guys?
I'm close to a full with Palencia.
I would say you
Same.
should, dude. He
I just
is,
have the regular season.
I know.
You could see his confidence every time he throws a pitch right now. It's brimming. And
I
that
also-
you can.
I also need to see Keller get somebody out. Like after that last inning was so bad that it's like
It might be in his head,
that
yeah.
stick with you.
The 8th wasn't bad, though.
No.
And that's all he's supposed to really do.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going full with Keller.
See, I don't really buy that.
No,
he has a starter's pedigree. He started his whole career for the most part, so 2 innings should be nothing. And I think pitchers are creatures of habit by default. But
home run, walk.
oh no, that for sure.
By pitch.
Like I would have absolutely had someone going in.
I agree with Sylvie though. People are forgetting his 8th inning where he bounced back. He
Yeah.
got Arias and Machado back to back,
Yep.
and it was massive.
Yeah, it was.
And like, I know what you're saying, and I've heard this starter's mentality, but he was released by you guys.
Oh, I know.
He was like no one. If you told me at the beginning of the season that Brad Keller would save,
Shocker.
or at least be in position to save an elimination postseason game for the Cubs, I'm like, did all the pitchers get wiped out?
Yeah,
Why is Brad Keller here?
I mean, if you told me that he was their closer at any point, I'd say that's a team that is not in the playoffs right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But Eddie, to the point we were talking about after the game yesterday, like, so if we say the number's at 3, maybe 3.5, that's better than the 2016 bullpen.
Yeah.
Guys you trust.
Yeah.
By the end of the 2016 run, it was Montgomery, C.J. Edwards, and Araldis. And Araldis was hanging on by a thread.
He was.
But it wasn't that, like, think about it. Like, in terms of, I'm not talking about guys who contributed. There's a lot of guys who contributed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys who came in and you're like, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
It got thin.
We needed our starters.
We had a lot more starters. That's where it's different.
It's different game, too.
Different
The Cubs-
game.
Yeah.
Cubs totally pitch differently.
Yeah, you had a totally different starting
horses.
rotation. But I'm just saying, like, that. There's been a lot of talk about the bullpen this year, and I think we're going to need it a lot. We're going to need it a lot in this series, and I do have confidence in it, which is weird to say because there was definitely points in the year where like no confidence.
Yeah, I'll say this: if I were a Brewers fan, I would be terrified going into the series, in spite of the.
Well, they also have like just the idea that they had the best season ever.
Yeah.
And they were not that good.
The
down
last
stretch.
month,
They're
the
basically a
season,
500
They
team.
finished 19-21 in their last 40.
And we haven't mentioned it yet. Everyone's mentioning it, but Dansby Swanson.
Oh,
Incredible.
the
the
defense.
best.
Yeah, just
Nico.
yeah.
I mean, the infield defense is so
Up the middle. That's
It's so good.
exactly what every good playoff team that has a run, they make a run because they are strong up the middle.
Yeah.
At least largely because of it. And
No, our defense is
up the middle, it's the best in baseball.
and
That's
even
what-
the
best in
left
baseball.
side with
Shaw's
Shaw and
been-
Happ.
That too, yeah.
We have probably the
PA in
worst.
center. I mean,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I don't know if you kind of heard the murmurs too, Big Cat, and Eddie, you were there, right? Chief, did you go?
I went game 1.
Oh, so you were there game 1. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. You weren't there trolling, were you, Dave?
Game 2, I kind of showed up a little bit, and that was the one game they lost. So
Yeah.
I might need to.
Walk yeah.
Up to Milwaukee, you
Yeah.
go. Stay off the escalators, though. Whatever you do. Okay?
For real.
Google it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll Google it.
In regards, what the fuck was I even talking
Dansby
about? Oh no, about
and murmurs.
PCA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Big Cat, did you notice every ball that was hit hard in the area of center field?
Yeah.
Like usually it's like you hear a gasp, like, oh, that ball's gonna get in the gap, or oh, that could be out of here. Everyone's like, nah, PCA's got it.
Yeah.
And we got it. And like there was like a kind of a lulling roar starting because we knew we were good because it was hit in and around PCA.
Except for the one time that Seiya called off PCA, and I was like, oh
What are
my
you
fucking
doing?
God.
Yeah.
Why?
I was like, it was the right call off, but it was also like, Seiya, you should never call off anything.
yeah.
Anything.
But you're
Because
right.
that's also, I don't want to be doom and gloom guy.
He's
There's going to be a moment.
Yeah.
Like every time it hits a right field, I fucking hold my breath.
Yeah. But I was
is a
dead
butcher.
center.
Me too. Me
Yeah, I
too.
know.
Yeah.
I was sitting dead center for in the Yeti yard in the bleachers for game 1, and it was like that, where it's like the ball's off the bat, you're like,
You
whatever.
turn around and
Yeah.
you go get your beer because you
Yeah.
know it's an out. Yeah.
It was
And
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
got to say, PCA, like the game 3 that he had was so enormous because game 2, I don't know if they showed this on the broadcast, but it was pretty bad body language. You remember when he threw his helmet?
Yeah.
he was very.
But after he threw his helmet, he was just standing there and he was pissed off that no one was coming to get his gear. And he was like kind of like giving like a what the fuck. And I was just like, ugh, this is teetering. So for him to get some confidence, because I think he just puts so much pressure on
I think so,
himself.
too.
He wants to. And I also will say this. They need to do a fucking alert on the Jumbotron. Do not chant PCA.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is-
Every time they chant PCA,
Boom.
He swings a million miles an hour and misses.
Yeah.
He gets so jacked up, and everyone says PCA, and then it's coming, and it's just like.
What about this? What about if on the scoreboard, it's kind of like Indy started this, I think they were the first team, where the offense is at work, you got to be quiet.
Yeah.
It's like,
like with Peyton Manning.
the Bears offense is on the field. I need a golf crowd for PCA's at bats.
Because you know when he's going to swing so hard. I said it in game 2 when I said I would have bet $1 million. Or no, sorry, game 1. Remember? I was like, I'll bet $1 million he'll strike out after we went back to back, and he did. And I was like, because you just know he wants it so bad.
That third,
right? He wants it so bad, and he swings so hard. But I think game 3 was huge for him because he got on base without swinging for the fences every time. He hit one opposite field. Like those are the things. He's so dynamic on the base path.
Played within
just
himself.
Get on base.
Hey guys, Viore. Viore is incredibly versatile and comfortable, perfect for whatever your day brings, designed to look great beyond the gym. Whether you're running errands, headed to the office, or meeting up with friends, the core short is a short that started it all for Viore. Soft, lightweight, 4-way performance stretch, moves with you, no restriction. The breathable boxer brief liner allows built-in comfort and support. Chief, I know you talked about it before. That's kind of all you brought on your trip you went to recently, right?
What else do I need?
You just need Viore.
Yeah, Viore all day. They have my favorite joggers officially, and they're like a little bit lower, like down to the ankle, almost like a sweatpant. They're amazing. So I have like 4 different pairs of those. I have
Jogger season.
Yeah,
I
can't wait
right around the
until
corner.
It's officially jogger, quarter zip, crew neck. You can get them all at Viore.
Yes, sir. Viore is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet. Viore.com/stretch. That's Viore, VUORI.com/stretch. Exclusions do apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to Viore.com/stretch. and discover the versatility of Viore clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Hey guys, Icon Pass. In sports, a big win can change everything this fall. The big win is locking in your Icon Pass before savings end October 9th. With Icon Pass, you're scoring access to 60-plus unique destinations worldwide. More mountains, more powder, more highlights, and more joy all winter long. Don't miss out on the best play of the season, starting at $329 adult. The Icon Pass delivers nonstop action from first chair to last a pre-chair. Buy now with a payment plan for as low as $0 down and 0% APR. Terms do apply. This is crunch time. Prices are going up. Don't let October 9 pass you by. Secure a winter of joy at fall's best price now at IKONPASS.com. That's IKONPASS.com. Your winning season starts here. Go get that pass, Chief.
Oh, I love the Icon Pass.
skier.
Is one of the best deals on the planet.
It's fabulous.
Not an exaggeration. It's one of the best deals, pound for pound, on the planet.
Great. I believe you. Go get the Icon Pass. I did wonder that at the game, though. That it's interesting that there's not like an offensive defense thing like there is in football.
Yeah.
Like, because I think the crowd going nuts affects the pitcher the most, right?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
It amps
Yes.
them up. Like, think about it. In a free throw for your team down the stretch of a playoff game, everyone's silent.
Yeah.
If you're at home, right?
See, I would be more terrified if it was dead silence.
Oh, you
than-
think so?
Oh,
Well,
100%.
you don't like to be alone with your own thoughts.
That's a lot of it. Yeah. That's when things start going. Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
when. Yeah. That's a dangerous situation when I'm alone with my own thoughts. But PCA, you said it perfectly. When he's not trying to do too much, that's when he's the MVP. CA, you know. But he'll learn that, I think, and especially over a playoff run when it's more people, louder crowd, more pressure. I think that he'll learn that.
And they're just a different team when he's
Yes.
like
it's
need him to
night
be a
and day.
weapon.
It's night and day.
Sylvie, what games you go to? You went to game 2?
Just game one.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Pat Hughes said that it was the best crowd he's ever heard? at
I
Wrigley?
did. I was surprised by that. Now, it was a great crowd.
Right.
Like, the 2 times, I don't know how you guys feel, the 2 times that I've heard it louder, that I know for sure it was louder, and it was one of the better crowds that I've ever been around. And I love the Cubs fans have turned into this because we used to be like, oh, we're just here for fun.
Gloom,
now they're into the game. But it was Miggy's grand
I was
slam
in the bleachers for
against
that.
the Dodgers.
Doused beer.
It was electric, and the ballpark was shaking. And then when Kerry Wood hit the home run in 2003 in Game 7, I promised myself after the Bartman Game 6 that I would not go to Game 7. I said at the beginning of the morning, if you paid me $1,000 and gave me a ticket, I would not go. By the end of the day, one of the Bears PR guys, matter of fact, took me to the game, and I'm like, I got to be there for
Was
my
it Brian Harlan?
It wasn't Brian Harlan. It was Jim Chrisman
Got
and
it.
Scott Chipman.
Yeah.
And Chippy used to work for the Big Ten. But Harlan was my agent for 20 years.
Yeah. That and then the Schwarber home run in the DS in 2015 as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like Game 1 and 3, the crowd was so into it. Game 2, they just gave us nothing. It was it did feel doom. It is so important. It's like Game 2, I don't think I high-fived.
No, I mean, well,
I didn't get to do a single high-five.
So they lost because of you guys.
No, it's just like
But
it's
what are you
hard
gonna
when you
cheer
get
for?
when you don't get guys on base.
I know.
It just
I know.
sucks
I
energy.
know.
Mason Miller struck
Yeah.
out every single batter.
By the way,
faced.
did you? I don't know if they showed it on the broadcast. He was warming up.
Oh,
Game 3.
really?
When it was 2 guys on and 1 out and it was 3-1, I look over to the right and I see Mason Miller warming up, and I was like, if they fucking get a lead here, we are toast.
Who was the Mets pitcher that was called Thor? What's his name? He sucks.
Syndergaard.
Syndergaard. I used to have him in my nightmares after the 15 playoffs. I thank God I could get Mason Miller out of my head.
Yes,
Because
for real.
that guy
Yes.
scares the shit out of me.
He was so. I mean, he was unhittable.
Yeah.
He was unreal.
There's nothing you could do.
I was watching that at Old Crow. It was just 103, 104, right on the black every pitch.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Then he would
guy.
snap the slider
Yep.
in there every once in a while.
This is why I wish they did the rule. You could if you advance in any playoffs, you get to pick up 1 guy from the other team. Imagine if we could add
That would
Mason
be
Miller.
good.
It'd be sick.
We'd
Make
probably
it
take
take
Machado, but Mason Miller would be pretty sick.
Speaking of changing rules, is there anything in you guys that makes that victory last night feel a little cheap, considering that if it were a year from now, they could have reviewed that ball call that would have been
kind of
ball
like
four?
a called third strike.
No,
A
because all right,
controversial.
That should have been bases
all right,
chucked, nobody out.
No, wrong.
It should have been bases loaded,
Wrong.
nobody out.
Wrong. That's just wrong. If Brad Keller walks that guy and they call that correctly as a ball,
Mm-hmm.
Craig Counsell pulls him. The 2 hit
That's
by
probably true.
pitches. Were
Okay,
after
fine, but it
So
was
it's a butterfly effect. I understand that call sucked for Padres.
It
fans.
was
a bad call, but you can't just immediately say bases loaded, nobody out. Like you can't, because the butterfly effect is Craig Counsell most likely pulls Brad Keller after that walk and doesn't.
But
have
we
the 2
saw
guys
what
get-
actually happened, and it was a unbelievably bad call that led to them eventually getting it out. It was first and second
We'd be
with
pitching.
No, but nobody was on base.
yeah,
Nobody
there
was on base.
No,
with,
that-
no,
it
you're-
was
you're
home run.
reversing it.
Strikeout.
Yeah.
Then hit by pitch, hit by pitch.
Yes,
That's the
okay.
butterfly effect where I'm like, you can't just assume that Brad Keller stays in and hits those 2 guys if he walks Tatis.
I think
No,
the
it's
strikeout
whoever.
gave him a longer leash.
Yeah,
keep him
correct,
in there.
correct.
But my reference, I don't know if you caught this, was here's the Sox fan that like the game that you needed the most. You guys were 11-1, and you guys were awesome, but you were down 0-1 to Anaheim.
I didn't give a
A's.
shit after that loss.
Huh?
I was only 16
No,
at the time, but I
what
remember.
happened? Drop third strike.
Yeah.
Drop third strike saved you. We still don't know if that was a drop third
Oh, I do.
strike or not.
AJ told me to my face multiple times.
AJ, I believe you.
That's why he ran. It was drop third strike. Why else would he? If it ball didn't bounce, he wouldn't have
Don't
ran.
give me the shit about, do we feel dirty?
We can play this game too. I forget who hit it, but if you remember Houston back then, they had the hill in center field, obviously, and there was a foul line and there was no review at all back then. Balls and strikes, there was no review at all. There was a home run that they called fair that was hit to the left of the center field foul line that went up the
yellow
wall.
line, yeah.
They called it a home run, and it was to the left of the line, so it was in play. Should have been a double. So there was plays like that too.
They won 4-0, and he still got checks on.
No, we could play this game all day, but last night I'm watching that ball is 6 inches below the strike zone. Who was it? Bogarts was hitting?
Yes.
I believe.
It was Bogarts.
Yeah.
I said Tatis.
It was.
Tatis sucked, by the way.
He did.
Loved it.
Holy shit.
I had
man.
every.
Machado, I think it was their top 3 were 3 of 24.
Yeah, Machado
but
had the one.
Machado's just different in the fact that Machado
bomb.
was like, if you make one mistake, he's going to hit it
Yeah.
1,000,000 feet. Tatis, I was like, you could make a mistake.
And
He'll
Tatis
fuck
had
up.
been like Babe Ruth on steroids in the playoffs this far in his career, and he was a ghost this series.
Did you see his presser?
No, what?
Machado? Yeah.
He was not happy.
I got to be nice to him because I'm in that fantasy league.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he...
Did he give Stephen Shea tickets?
He did.
Yeah.
To the game that he hit a home run.
Wow.
He actually did.
Yeah, but Steven lost that game.
It doesn't matter. You can't ask for tickets from an opposing player and especially to do you know this story?
About how he's a Cubs fan now for the first time?
For the first time.
He doesn't know baseball. He literally never watched baseball. It's ridiculous, Sylvie. So
Or baseball pants
going
to the
back
office,
a little bit, you remember the Tommy Pham, Jock Peterson, when Tommy Pham slapped Jock Peterson?
Fantasy football.
So they kicked Tommy Pham out of the league. They put Dave Portnoy in the league. Dave played for one season, decided he didn't want to do it anymore. I'm now in the league. This is my second year in the league. But part of Dave being in the league was he was like, we got to play by the rules because we can't have people slapping people. So Stephen Shea became the commissioner of the league. Stephen Shea literally didn't even know, like, Mike Trout is in the league. Stephen Shea didn't know who Mike Trout was.
I do remember.
He doesn't know any baseball whatsoever, but his son is a big baseball, or has gotten into baseball. He's become a big baseball fan this year. He's gone to a bunch of Cubs games. And the playoffs come around, Manny Machado's in the league, and he asked Manny for tickets, and he sat in Manny Machado's family seats.
Wow.
And rooted for the Cubs. But Manny Machado shoved it down his face because he hit a home run.
I will say I had a lot of fun in Game 1 with Stephen Shea.
His brain is.
Yeah, he's
like I almost broke because he on Wednesday night he texted me. He's like, DraftKings fucked up a line. We got to jump on it right now. And I was like, what is it? It was Jameson Taillon to have to record a win, 17-1, and I had to explain to Steven. I was like, an elimination game is all hands on deck. He is not going to pitch 5 innings.
At
He's
all.
like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, Steven, he could be pitching a no-hitter and they might pull him in the fourth.
In the third or fourth, right?
Yeah. And he was just like, I don't
like
understand
Cease the
it.
other night, basically.
Yeah, right. It's like anytime a guy gets on base, you pull him.
DraftKings fucked up.
Yeah, he was like, I got this.
Do we have to change that rule, by the way?
What?
With the new way, the 5-inning rule?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Where the official scorer gives out the win. He gets the choice of the pitcher who made the biggest difference.
Yes,
don't
I
hate
think
that.
that's absolutely fair.
Yeah, because you have all these guys starting and pitching 3 innings and then coming out, but those 3 innings could be the most important.
Right. He performed the best that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Jameson Taillon gave us more than we ever expected. Or well, I expected around that, but well. No, he was exactly what we needed, and we need that again.
Yeah,
it's great. It's just great that baseball is
and again.
So back.
I know it's nothing like it.
I forget how
October.
insane it is.
Yeah, like it was such a difference too. As soon as the sun went down as well.
Oh,
just
that's my favorite to start time. 4 o'clock because the Cubs don't usually play at 4 o'clock.
Oh, never.
But that's a magical time for that was the start time for the Schwarber home run in the DS in 2015.
I think hockey and baseball are the most nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah.
Where football, it's just constantly going. It's like you, Dave, pitching. Like it's total
100 miles
effort
an
all
hour.
the time, and you're just going through it, and you get nervous. And basketball's the same way, but it just ebbs and flows. The baseball game could turn on a dime.
Every single pitch.
Well, Eddie can attest. Yesterday, Game 3, I just kept on muttering, "We need one more run." When it was 2-0, because 2-0 to 3-0 is like it's honestly the biggest difference in the world. Because 2-0, one guy on, and you're like, "Well, now we're fucked."
Right, and it's like the same thing with like hockey and baseball. It's like when you do get a run or someone gets a run against you, you're like, I don't know if this is going to happen again. Like that might be it. That might be the lone scoring moment of the game. And so it's like everything feels so huge.
Yeah. And I think, and I said it to Big Cat driving home, like, I think Jed might have built a good team.
Yeah.
It's a very solid team.
We've been hard on.
They just had a little bit.
We've been hard on Jed. We've been hard on Carter Hawkins. Carter Hawkins was brought in to fix the pitching, and he's fixed the pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, obviously you can't expect injuries, the way that we've had them with Cade Horton and Justin Steele. But if those 2 guys are there, this is a World Series type team.
100%.
So it's like that's a bummer, and we'll see what happens. But those guys deserve credit. Now, the flip side, what Eddie and I got a little dark on the way home. This is a very big test this offseason. I don't want to talk about the offseason because we're still in it, but this is a huge crossroads of, are we good? Are we cool with winning 85, 90 games and going to the wild card and winning a wild card series, or are we trying to win a championship?
Because I don't want to hang our hats on just winning a wild card series
Correct.
if it ends here.
Correct.
I don't like. There's
That's
no,
not the goal.
There's
Right.
no. Yeah. Don't pull that shit.
And they've built the core,
Yes.
a young core, where now is the time to go spend money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and then what if? And I think most Cubs fans, unless he does something crazy in the DS, where most Cubs fans would be fine if Tucker left. I'm not. I want Tucker
him
back.
here.
I want because I know he's a great player. But if they don't sign him, what are they doing with that money?
Right.
If they originally, well, a lot of people started saying, okay, they're starting to wrap their brain around a $350, $400 million player. If they don't spend it on Tucker, are they going to spend it on someone or multiple players?
Right.
Yeah.
I think
don't.
they're going to say that we're earmarking that for PCA. And
But that's
Which
not
is
good enough.
No,
I
that's not good enough.
agree, but I think that that's what they'll say.
It's what Eddie said it perfectly. Like, obviously, you'd like one of these signings to be better, but you got to do the Lester Hayward.
It's time.
You want to get someone better than Hayward was, but this is the time. You've built the core. You have the young guys controlled. Go get your Lester.
Because who are you truly moving on from in that lineup? But, like, obviously, you could have the Ian Happ discussion at some point because
yeah.
He's older and
Yes,
like,
exactly.
And you have young outfielders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take a spot.
And
But in the infield?
but even Saya could be gone too. But
yeah.
that's like Owen Casey and
But infield wise, in center field,
Unless they don't like Shaw, and
I like Shaw.
I like Shaw too. I think he's going to be another Nico
He's young.
with a little more pop.
We do need more pop because we were joking. Like we got to be the like lightest hitting left side of the roster.
But
In terms of shortstop, third base, left field,
yeah.
that's your power position.
Well, we have the like the all prom team. I always call them. They're the guys that you want to bring home to your if you have a daughter, to the parents. Like Dansby Swanson.
They're nice boys.
best.
He'll
Yeah.
give you a fucking firm
best.
handshake. Nico's gonna give you a firm handshake. Hap's gonna. He's gonna. Thank you, Mrs. Blah blah blah. I appreciate you having us over for pre-prom today. They're like the nicest team, and I think Eddie, what did you call them? A very nice team or a very good? Like I don't think they're great yet, but I think they're a very good team.
yeah, exactly. I
But
like
this-
our
Very
guys.
solid.
This
Yes.
is where a healthy Kyle Tucker, because I don't think anyone
Yeah.
expected him to finish with 22 bombs.
No.
No,
everyone's-
he,
yeah.
he
Right.
lost all his power
Right.
when he broke his finger.
So
You
if
said it earlier. Even like right now, when he's making contact on these singles, it's like, what is
yeah,
going
but
on
it's
here?
it's
Yeah.
fine for now. But if you had like that extra power bat where he's hitting
Yeah.
35 to 40, the lineup looks so different.
Yeah, the drunk guys in front of us yesterday when he came up, they're like, he's going to hit a bomb. I was like, no, he's
he's
not. Oh,
It's
man.
exciting, man. It's good stuff.
All right, I'm going to hop out. You guys,
All right,
you
sounds
guys
good.
saw
yeah.
interview Sylvie.
Yeah, let's do some Bears. So.
Yeah.
You got it. Sure.
And I'll talk to you, Sylvie, later.
You got it. See you, big cat.
I have $1,000 for your son.
I like.
It only goes to one son. You know what?
What do you do in this
Hey,
situation?
Oh no, you.
I have a
pick favorites.
rivalry with his son Braxton.
Oh, do you?
So I'm like the Saudi Piff. I'm funding.
Nice. Yeah.
But like I can't take money from Big Cat.
Yeah, you can.
Just
Well,
because
it's
he
for
won
your son.
50-50.
It's for your son.
Wait, why do you have a rivalry with Braxton?
He
taunts him.
taunts
Oh,
me.
does he?
He's a Duke fan, so he just gets
Okay.
in my face.
He loves Big Cat too. There
Yeah.
are two people, his two favorite people at ESPN 1000, and it's with me included. Are Yurko and Big Cat. Those are his two favorite. He loves the big guy.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right.
Respect. So what's the temperature right now? 2-2. It's bye week. What are we? What are we feeling? What's our expectations from here on out?
I think we're at body temperature right now. We're back to what we should be. We don't
98.6
Yeah,
degrees.
we're at 98.6. We're not. There's no big fever to get excited over, but we're
alive.
Yeah, we're alive.
We're breathing.
I think they're well. I think
Yeah.
it's a good spot for the bye week. Everyone would say normally you wouldn't want a bye week in week 5
Right.
of the NFL season with a new coach and a young team and with changes coming up and they're all ravaged with injuries. I think this is a perfect time.
Yeah,
for
we talked about this last week. We were all bitching about the bye week being week 5 prior to the season start, and then like after that first 4 weeks, we were like, whew,
Yeah.
Nice time for a bye right now.
I mean, imagine you come out of the break and Kyler Gordon's in the lineup and T.J. Edwards is in the lineup and, everybody.
Loveland's back. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And all three of them, they're practicing right now. So,
Right. So like, the cavalry is coming.
The cavalry, I like that term.
Yeah,
that phrase.
I like it too.
And I like they didn't force Gordon back because all these guys keep getting re-injured. Jalen Johnson got re-injured. Gordon got re-injured before he played a game, and then we saw what happened.
I didn't even realize Edwards played week 2 a little bit.
And Edwards right away, like he's coming off. So I don't know what's going on with the soft tissue stuff, but they needed to be extra careful. And I'm glad, even though those guys wanted to play, that they said, we got the bye week. We got an extra day to face Washington, which is a huge game. This is a huge game in the standings. It's a huge vibes game where if you could string 3 in a row, if you can go on the road and undo or at least get revenge over what happened last year, who knows what could happen, especially with the schedule not looking as daunting as it first looked.
Which is
totally
exactly what we're
now it's exact. If you win that game 3-2, you should beat New Orleans at home.
Yep, 4 in a row.
Baltimore looked pretty cooked.
They look pedestrian right now. Yeah, but their defense looks like ass.
Guys, Derrick Henry's going to run all over.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt. Joe Burrow out. Giants, Vikings, who knows what they are? Who knows what the Steelers are? Eagles are the Eagles. Packers are the Packers. But the Packers don't look unbeatable either. Cleveland, it's not impossible. Like, you win these next 2 games, you can kind of let your mind go a little bit. You got to beating the Commanders would be huge.
It would be so big, and I was an under guy all year. I said, take the under. I've been a sucker, and I've played the Bears over every single year. I find the positives. This year, I don't care what I think of Ben Johnson. I'm playing the under.
Yeah.
And then after the first 2, I'm like, okay, not only is the over not going to hit, they may only win 6 or 7, but now I'm talking myself into maybe them hitting the over and going. There's a chance to go 9-8. Am I crazy?
Saying 6 wins after the first 2 weeks? God bless, because I was full panic mode.
And
they gave it 52
for pretty good reason.
Yeah, they gave 52 points to the Giants, and Caleb looked
Lions
or the Lions rather, and Caleb looked like ass in the first game. It was like this could be a dark year.
Under Eberflus, they don't turn it around in games 3 and 4.
They lose 10 in a row.
Right. They do what they've done. They lost a game where they choked, something they did numerous times under Eberflus, and then they lost a game where the other team scored 50. And you found a way. I don't care if it's Dallas. I don't care if it's the Raiders.
Agreed.
Just like I don't care if it's a ball and they call it a strike. I am taking it, and I am happy about it.
But at the same time, you got to be a little pause at how certain things went that game. Like, that was an ugly-ass game.
What, the Raiders? Oh, they got outplayed except on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Like, it was ugly.
Gino.
Their defense is bad.
Yeah.
The Bears?
Yeah, the Bears
or the
defense. Well, both, but the Bears defense is bad.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of shit about that, too. I'm like, the Bears defense played like ass. And all the idiots online are like, they had 4 takeaways, you moron. You don't know ball. I'm like, well, 1 player played well, 2, Stevenson and Byard.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they've gotten completely gashed.
But that's you got to be a red zone watcher to think that the Bears defense played well in that.
Correct.
Yes, exactly.
That's such a good point because not only did they got turnovers are great.
Yes.
Lovie made and Dennis Allen seems to be one of his calling cards. But you allowed all those rushing yards, and then on pass plays, I don't believe they had. I think it was 1 quarterback hit, 0 sacks.
Yep. Yeah.
Like where is Montez Sweat? Where is Adangbo? So not only are they not stopping the run, they're not rushing the passer. So thank God they're getting these turnovers, or else they would have lost maybe by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they did make a big deal in the broadcast about Bowers with his knee brace. Like, he's not as mobile as he normally was, or normally would be. So that
and he only had a handful of targets,
in the
3 catches maybe?
Right towards the end, too.
Right.
Because that's what's really driving me nuts, Sylvie, is, as like I said, I'm happy that they got the win. You take the wins as they come in the NFL. That's the NFL. But they've just sunk entirely too much money in that front 7 for it to be the way it is.
And this is what it's going to be for not only this year, but probably next year.
Right.
It's the 5th most expensive defense in football.
That's insane.
Well, and that's where you sink that money in the top shelf, guys. If you go out and you traded for Trey Hendrickson, who's at 35 sacks in the last 2 years, compare that with Montez Sweat's numbers over the last 2 years. That's who you pay. You pay Micah Parsons when you get Micah Parsons. The But when you're trying, Ryan Poles for me is too much of a traits guy. He thinks he could take someone with good traits and coach him up to be better. Sweat's, if you've ever seen Sweat looks
the
like
part
all time getting off the bus guy.
Exactly. Yeah. You are saying I want that guy on my team.
Exactly.
But he's only had 1 year of double-digit sacks. And he's a Dangbo. A Dangbo didn't produce coming off a 3-sack season. They're like, well, that 1 year he had 8, and maybe we could take the traits because he's so big and he fits our defense. He could be good. Velus Jones, traits guy. Never did it in college, but he's fast.
We like him. Very good point. That's a very good point. But the thing with the Dangbo specifically, like, I don't mind betting on traits, but I don't want to pay for it without the production. So if you're like, hey, like this guy has underperformed, but we like his traits, we can get a bargain on him. I like that move. But they're paying
the project, yes.
Right, yeah.
They're paying top shelf prices for work in progress guys.
Yeah.
And aside from probably the first half of week 1, like whenever I watch, how do you pronounce his name? Odangbo.
That's easy.
Odangbo.
Yeah. So
there was a guy at Northwestern, Odenabo, who played for the Vikings forever. So I always say that.
Stuck in your head. For sure.
Odangbo.
Yeah.
He's gotten swallowed whole. Every time I look at him, he's getting swallowed whole.
He was an impact guy.
He played well in week 1.
Yeah.
That's what the first half of week 1. We're like, oh man, this guy like great signing so far.
Right.
And since then, he's gotten swallowed whole.
You know who played well in game 1 of 2024?
Who?
Do you remember Daryl Taylor?
Yeah,
wasn't that his name? Remember? Oh, we got a bargain from Seattle. Yes. And then Daryl Taylor was never to be heard of again.
Yeah, he might have blocked 1 punt or something. Yeah, but that was it.
He
better be better.
He had a sack or 2 in the first game he played, and then nothing after that.
Yeah, so that's where I really get bent out of shape. And then offensively, they for 4 turnovers to only have that many points is unacceptable.
Crazy. Yeah,
that should not have come down to a field goal block.
We love Cole Kmet. I don't think there's one person in the city who doesn't like Cole Kmet as a dude.
The man.
But
he had a bad game.
He had a terrible game, and they were going in. It would have been 1st and goal when he drops that. Like, there were multiple moments where in the false starts, 2 false starts, 3 drops, or whatever it was, that I don't at least put that on Ben Johnson or Caleb Williams.
No.
Yeah. Well, and then they had the snap, too. Remember the errant snap that knocked them back like 18 yards when they were going in? At least could have had a field goal. So, there was a lot of little mishaps in that.
Ryan and I were watching in all 22 of Ozzie Trapillo this morning, and all I could focus on, and Ozzie Trapillo, we can talk about him in a moment. He played pretty well, all things considered, being on Max Crosby first game reps and everything. But even in the run block and pass pro game, Cole Kmet was abysmal last week.
Why do you think that happened?
It's like the Monstars. He got his power sucked out of him or something. Like it's Space Jam. I don't get it. He was just like laying guys and like, be tough, be mean. Yeah. Like I can take mistakes when they're mistakes because of aggression and trying to put a hat on hat. It's like he's just letting guys waltz right in. I'm like, Cole, go and hit someone.
I don't know if it was because he everything was put on his shoulders with Loveland out. And he was used to splitting it recently in this year's role. I don't know what happened, but usually he's going to do something productive for you, and he didn't do really anything productive.
It was counterproductive.
And like I said on the Monday show, he ain't going anywhere. Like if you listen to the way Johnson talks about him, he is a pillar of a guy who knows what he's doing and is doing things the right way. When
I would bet
aside
money
from
he's
last week,
not going to be here next year.
Well, that's a contract.
Yeah, I know.
Discussion. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think given the schedule and winning 2 in a row, of course there's optimism, but I do see
the next one. I think if they're 3-3 after these next 2, I still feel pretty good.
Like it's kind of survive in advance until you're good enough to start doing stuff. But I want to see at the very least them compete. Washington, you're getting Washington at a good time.
Yeah.
So why not off a bye? Let's see what Ben Johnson could cook up.
Yeah.
So I would love both Packers games in December, weeks 14 and week 16. I would love those games to have playoff implications.
Yes.
That to me, that's the goal right now.
And of course, for
interesting goal.
Keep his development.
That's an interesting goal because after first 2 weeks, I don't think anyone can.
No, of course not. But it's like if they got a long way to go. But I think that is if they win 4 games between now and then, and you're still right about 500, then those games become very important.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know.
Do what the Bengals had injuries last year, but at least play for something down the stretch where you're not faking the hunt and NBC's putting you up at 5-8 that you're in the hunt. I want
graphic.
real in the hunt.
Yes.
Even if you fall short after the way you started, if we know Caleb's the guy, and we certainly know Ben Johnson's the guy, and we find other guys that we love, like Rome is doing his stuff, then I think the Bears then are off to something.
You're building something.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your temperature with Ben Johnson through 5 weeks right now? And where was it before we even started the season? Was it just wait and see, or is it like, hey, we got the guy?
We did the body temperature last time. So what scale is this on? Like temperature wise? Like this, like with Ben Johnson, it's the fucking sun.
Okay, good.
That's what it is. And like, if it wasn't the sun when they signed him, it was pretty close. At least like we were making our way to the sun, and we're not going to burn. We're going to get a great fucking tan.
Nice.
Because the man, like, I always knew that he wasn't an introvert. He wasn't, someone in Detroit told us that this isn't your nerdy offensive coordinator.
That was false advertising.
He gave off those vibes from a distance when we were watching in Chicago.
I
thought.
heard from somebody like behind the scenes in Detroit. It was like Ben Johnson, the guy who goes to his office and locks the door.
Well, that may be the case, but Tibbs did that too.
Yeah.
Like what I mean, like kind of like a Trustman dude, or even like Mike McDaniel. Where Mike McDaniel, especially when they're losing, that presentation doesn't look great. Standing in front of the team.
Yeah.
And like this dude has an intensity about him.
Big time.
He's a crazy person. Did you see the interview at halftime? How
it was
pissed
awesome.
off he was? I loved it. I loved it.
I love what Gruden said with you guys too about that. But like he gets their attention. He holds them accountable. He knows offense. The playbook is never going away. We finally got that guy that we've never had before, because Wannstedt was the closest, because Ditka wasn't like a highly thought of assistant at the time. He had connections to the Bears, but the Bears finally got like the top prospect who I really believe can be LaFleur. He could be Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
He could be McVay if he's not that already.
Well, and it's like we had Kane in here earlier this summer, and he talked about like the confidence that you have by knowing you have an advantage at the head coach.
Yes.
And it's like this might be the first time ever that the Bears more weeks than not have an advantage schematically versus who.
And it's not just with him; it's the rest of the guys on down. Dennis Allen, obviously,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. I don't know if he has the Joes yet.
Yeah,
you know, the Jimmies and Joes.
Yeah,
better.
Considering the amount of money, as Ed referenced a few minutes ago, that is sunken. We wish it was better. However, he's been there, done that, and then you got Antoine Rand, like the whole coaching staff that he's built.
Well, like look at Bieniemy. Bieniemy, like 4 years ago, was a head coaching candidate. He was an offensive coordinator. He's coaching what he's supposed to be coaching.
Yes,
running backs. Antoine Randall, like you just said, awesome. Al Harris was thought of
another
as,
one.
He's probably a future head coach. These are former players too, and I'm always of the belief that a head coach can be, or a general manager could be, someone who didn't play. They're littered all over the league.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick.
But I also believe you have to have guys in that locker room who have been there and done that. And whether it's Dennis Allen as a head coach, Al Harris as a player, Antoine Randall as a player, Eric Bieniemy as a player, these are guys who've been on winning programs. They've coached and they've played. And like a lot of people, we've gone too far where like you were talking about the internet comments where, oh, that's meathead shit, Sylvie. It's just meathead stuff. It's still a human being's game. You have to relate to the coach. You have to get emotion. This is a game that's violent. It's a game fueled by emotion.
It matters.
It matters. You can't have an Eberflusian type head coach and think that guy's going to translate in the locker room. It's not.
Just talk to anyone in that locker room from last year.
Oh no, yeah. We've done
a lot of
on
them
the
will tell
record,
you.
off the record. I mean, it's
and they were like you guys know this too. I'm sure from experience and knowing who you know. Like people were wondering, okay, Sylvia, what you're reporting this thing about Bajan? It's from Bajan's dad, and it was never, and I would never use it. But all as we know, all these players last year were chirping. They were because they wanted it to be known to the outside world just how bad it was inside. I'm not saying the players are right to do that or that they didn't have a part in the losing, but they knew right away, and they wanted to let people know how fucked up it was in there.
Right or wrong, if that's the method you have, but the message, like you said, is it's screwed up here. We need to change this shit. So yeah.
Wait, I was too young, and obviously I know Wani was coming off those Super Bowls. Was he the number one unanimous prospect?
So like there was Cower and there was Wanstead. Okay. And, he was Jimmy Johnson's defensive coordinator in the Super Bowls. He was young and up and coming.
Charismatic and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and he brought Ron Turner with him. Ron Turner was a very good offensive coordinator. They rewrote the record books, Norv's brother. So the Bears thought, but he just only wanted to do things the way the Cowboys did it, and he didn't know any other way. And that's why I think Ben Johnson's good. Ben Johnson knows what worked in Detroit, but he also knows now he's coaching the Bears.
Yeah.
It's got to be different.
Yeah.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I got one last question for Sylvie. Bulls meter. Where are you with the Bulls heading into the year?
Like a 0? Okay. I mean, it's like what we always say, there are no 10s.
Yeah.
Like when we what's that girl over there? She's like in how Portnoy does pizzas.
Yes.
A 9.1 is a high score.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone can have a 0. If it's not a 0, it's 0.1.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I am so out on the Bulls, where last year was the first year, and I grew up. For anybody, he's a bandwagon fan. I grew up going with my grandfather, who was an inaugural season ticket holder. It doesn't get any more diehard than being an inaugural.
That's your number
What
one.
year was that? Like 60?
66, 67. I wasn't alive yet.
Right.
But the games were being played in the International Amphitheater. And so they get tickets. They're not expensive. Then they move to the stadium. We have floor seats now when I'm 5 years old. And sitting on the floor in 1976 wasn't like sitting on the floor today. Like they were just a little more expensive, but there were 4,000 or 5,000 people there. So it wasn't like there was a high demand, and it was easy to get in. It was cheap. And I rooted for Reggie Theus and Orlando Woolridge and David Greenwood, Mark Landsberger, John Mengelt, on and on and on.
I've never even heard of any of these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you've heard of Reggie Theus.
Yeah, I've heard of a few of them, but
Orlando
like
Woolridge.
I don't know who that is.
Mark Landsberger played on the Lakers back in the day with Magic in the early years. But anyway, so those were horseshit teams. And then Jordan gets here. So I've been going my entire life. The first 3 championships, I was still a Bulls fan at college. The last 3 Bulls championships, I get to cover as a reporter. My dream comes true.
Yeah.
It's 1995. Michael comes back. I'm covering the fucking Bulls. So I am a diehard Bulls fan. The Bulls and the Cubs are my number one. And then it was the Bears. Obviously, football now is number one. But this was my first love. And all I want them to do is try. And if they don't try, I can't try to get to a game.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
I'm not asking them to win 50. Show me that you have a pulse and you want to do something. You want to try to make this team. You want to trade guys. You don't want to just give Patrick Williams $90 million.
Insane.
So it's stupid, and I feel like AK's the worst front office guy we've ever had in town.
Which is saying
Mike Smith,
Wow.
Garpax.
Garpax, Garpax.
They at least built a
Red
conference
Auerbach.
finals team.
yeah, true. I mean, they did find Jimmy. Like they had a lot
drafted.
of good,
It was time for them to be fired. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like people always say, well, you wanted Lovey gone. So what? Like, how do you like Trestman now? Well, I didn't want to hire Trestman.
Right.
I wanted to hire Arians. And you could always do better. Just because you got it wrong the next time doesn't mean guys shouldn't have been fired. So it was time for Garpax.
Yeah.
But this guy stinks. This guy's the absolute worst.
I always have a hard time where it's like how much of it is, let's say, like even if it's Jed, because I was very critical of Jed. Like they kind of sat on their hands at the deadline outside of Soroka, and it's like, is that him or is he getting the no from upstairs?
I think it's more of the latter.
Yeah,
I would bet it's more of the latter.
And then I wonder about the same thing with AK and the Reinsdorfs. Like,
that's what I meant. I think it's the Reinsdorf.
I think it always starts at the top. I have many stories from back in the Garpax days that are 1,000% fact. When they traded Luol Deng, and they ended up only getting a second-round pick for Luol Deng. They didn't want to do it. Pax did not want to do it. But they were told, get under the luxury tax. We don't have a chance this year.
Yeah.
And so why is, like, everyone's like, oh, you should go easier on Jerry Reinsdorf because he's so loyal. Well, first of all, he's never loyal to the players. Michael played for another team. He traded Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
He traded Frank Thomas. Like on and on and on. He traded Ozzie Guillen.
94.
Yeah, like the strike year, the year they should have won it all.
White flag trade.
There's so many things. So like, he's loyal. And the reason why he's loyal to his front office guys like Rick and Kenny and Gar and Pax is they took the bullets for him.
Yeah.
Because like you just asked, Chief, you said, how much is this and how much is that? If you've got a guy doing his job and not making the owner look bad and he's taking the brunt of it, well, it was time. We had to move on from Luol. Yeah. We got to reset this blueprint. They did not want to trade him. But they took one for the owner, and in return, they get the loyalty. So that's not real loyalty in my book.
No, that's not. That's transactional loyalty. That's bullshit.
That's very good.
That's taking a hit. That's a mob thing.
Yeah.
You take the lumps.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then in the end, they get fired anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the seats are empty. I don't know if you guys saw, and one more on the Bulls is the owner of the Cardinals just came out, and he goes, because for the first time when I was watching Cubs-Cardinals games, I couldn't believe how empty it was. But I applaud them instead of ripping him because they got sick of the shit that the owner was doing in St. Louis, where they wouldn't go out and sign guys. They wouldn't make the big trade. So Cardinal fans are like, okay, we're staying away. Mm-hmm. And so Bill DeWitt Jr. just put out, we heard you. It is noted. We're going to change. And until Bulls fans do that to Jerry Reinsdorf, there will be nothing. Everything will be the same.
Hey, Sylvie, you want me to
every night.
Look up the NBA?
I don't think you have to. I think he knows.
Oh, yeah. It's number one or number two every year.
Every year.
I'm going to do it just because.
I mean, it's number one or two.
I know. I want to look sickened right
But I don't know how, why do people keep going?
I don't understand because it's not.
It's an expensive ticket. I started going to DePaul games because they're trying. They've not been on the radar for a while. They got a new coach. The price is cheap to get in.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
cool stadium.
It's not a bad building.
It's easy in, easy out. I'm going to DePaul games. My kids like it. My son, I have an 11 and 9-year-old son. And he's got this weird YouTube infatuation with the Thompson twins. One plays for Houston, the other plays.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Thompson.
Amen.
Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know much about them. I know they're good, young, and up-and-coming players. Mason, my 11-year-old, said, Dad, can you take me next year to Milwaukee to go see the Thompson brothers?
Absolutely, son.
Because he knew, Dave, the boycott's on.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. I'll drive you 80 miles north, son.
I love that. Yeah. I love that move.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you get shit from the fan? You said you do get shit from the fan base for being a fair weather fan, because I've kind of gotten it the last year or two with the White Sox, because I did the same thing last year. I'm like, I'm fucking out. I am not going until shit changes.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. And I think what's good, and here's the way I always say it. You do what you want to do. If you want to keep going to Bulls games, I won't say that you're hurting the franchise. You want to keep going to Sox games because you have fun and it's a family tradition. I'm never going to tell you to stay away. But when Dave says, I can't look myself in the mirror because I love this team so much.
That's what it is.
Yes. And
that's what it is. It's the love I have for him. And the hatred, I guess, but it all is the same thing in the end.
Yeah.
So don't rip Dave.
Yeah.
So don't rip Dave. I'm telling you guys, do not rip Dave. He cares in a different way than you do. Yeah. Some people think, I don't care how bad it gets.
And there's other things to rip Dave for.
And there's there's a laundry list of that stuff. Go ahead and do that. I will take all of it. But what I hate the most about it right now is that the White Sox have such bigger fish to fry that I don't hate the Cubs. I hope they lose every single game. I don't care if it's a Tuesday in July or tomorrow against the Brewers.
I did enjoy seeing you tweet yesterday a little bit.
When I want to hate the Cubs on 1,000, but right now it's it's just a nice simmer, You know
what? In 2005, so this was not a lot of Cubs fans are wired this way. We had the Sox games in 2005. Mm-hmm. Carmen and I were doing the show back in the day, and the Cubs sucked, and I hated Dusty Baker. They just choked in 2004. They took another step back in 2005. We knew 2006 was going to get worse. So I wanted the White Sox to win to put the pressure on
the Cubs. Sure, yeah.
So I'm not telling you to root for the Cubs, but sometimes there could be roundabout ways where it could also help your team.
And from what I understand about Jerry Reinsdorf, he detests the Cubs too. He hates the Cubs.
Do you know the Harry Tynowitz story? I think I told you guys before.
Maybe.
So
we've had Harry on, right?
I don't think
so.
No.
A long time ago, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So Mac Yurko and Harry, back in the day when they were afternoon show, they were in Houston, and they win the World Series, and we've got passes on the field. Carmen and I, of course, don't. We're in the stands. So Mac Yurko and Harry are on the field, and Harry walks up to Jerry, and he says, "Congratulations, Jerry." And Jerry looked at him, and he said, "Hey, Harry, how'd the Cubs do today?" He just won the World Series, the first World Series in 88 years, and the only thing he could think of was how the Cubs did.
And I almost appreciate that. I almost do. Yeah, given the Cubs fan shit, yeah, I absolutely do. But like, if you're in a competing market with them, compete with them.
Yes.
And he doesn't do it. It's an utter refusal to do it.
I hear they may, because there's going to be steps here to the minimum, because we all think there's going to be a lockout, and they're eventually going to get to a minimum that they're not going to want to take a giant step from 25 to 27 to get up to hopefully what a minimum will be. So they may do some of that work now. So hopefully they'll be in the free agent game.
See, I've heard the opposite.
Oh, you have?
I've heard the opposite. I've heard they're not spending a cent this winter. I've heard that once Robert is dealt, if he is, that's not a for sure thing yet. He may be with the White Sox next year, but if they get his, I think it's $20 million off the books, then they'll have $10 million wiggle room to work with to sign a couple shitty relievers or whatever.
So what's their payroll now? Like 50 something, 60?
Entering. So arbitration will start after the World Series. It's like 35 right now, but once our raises kick in, it'll probably be about 50.
So like, what if there's
60.
a $110 million minimum? 125, and
you're signing a couple of stud players with that money,
right?
You know,
so will the other teams.
Yeah.
So instead of competing with them in one off season, get some guys this year and be ahead of the curve like a smart organization.
But here's my fear with that if they do enact a league minimum, there's going to have to be a maximum, a cap, and I think that a minimum will only entice owners to spend to that minimum.
Yes,
I agree. So unless it's like with like NFL football where it's like 5%,
that hasn't really happened in hockey, because it used to be the Rangers would just buy everybody. Then they institute the hard cap, and now you see the Florida Panthers.
What's the cap compared to the minimum in the NHL?
It's like a $20 million gap.
See, I fear that it's going to be like $100 million in baseball.
That's
or
what,
$80
exactly.
million.
If that's what it is, then nothing's going to change.
Yeah, but it might be like the same percentage, because it's like some middle reliever makes like way more than Connor McDavid. Sure. Yeah. So your whole roster, I think the cap this year is going to be like 84 million, something like that. So that's like 3 players.
And it's same roster size.
Yeah.
25, 26,
20.
Or
2023, yeah.
AK the worst ever.
Yeah.
I think so.
We've had some bad front offices in this town, especially over the last 20 years of our adult lives.
Like, who would be worse?
I honestly, once you said that, I started thinking through it.
Pace.
And you can't say Garpax is
I think Pace now is better than Poles. I think
he drafted well.
It's
you could make that argument.
Like Phil Emery,
but it was a blip.
He got Alshon Jeffrey.
Yes.
He got Kyle Long.
Yep.
Kyle Fuller. Like
Pro Bowl.
Yeah, like it wasn't all bad.
I want to throw Stan in there. Stan inherited that whole team and then did nothing with it, and he didn't have a single first round pick get to their second contract, and then he traded Panarin for nothing. He was horrible, and because he was like, he had his hand on the wheel when he was winning the cup that somebody else bought the Ferrari, and he was driving it. He got a lot of credit that he's
by you. You had the little Stan Bowman dancing gif.
Yeah, when he did the trade in 2016. But even like I went back and looked at that blog. I was like, when they did the second trade, I was like, I don't know if that was a good, like, this might be a little bit much. So it's like he's horrible.
Did you guys ever hear the story where Chief called Waddle and me out before we knew him well on Twitter for rebuilding? Do you remember that about Taves and Kane? Like, we were having a discussion about Taves and Kane and if they should trade them back in the day, and
well, would this been like 2018-ish?
Somewhere around
Okay.
that. And like this is when you wanted to keep those guys and build around them,
Right.
And which is fine.
Yeah.
And then I think that was when we had you.
I
on
think
for
you
the
did.
first
Yes,
time.
I do remember this now. Yeah.
Like it was one of those like retweets, and then he just retweeted what we did and just said, some of these guys don't know anything about hockey, and they got a major day part in this.
yeah.
And now Chief and I love it.
Yeah.
I kind of got a similar story with Chris Ranji. Did you ever get to know Chris at all?
Not well, but
Awesome guy. But I couldn't stand him on the post game shows and this is when I was in college. I was on my way back from a Sox game. I didn't even have the internet or like Twitter or anything at the time. No social media. This is probably 2011 or 12, and some guy called into him on the post game, and the caller was trying to talk shit about Matt Thornton for some reason, if you remember him, the lefty reliever the Sox had.
Okay, yeah.
I couldn't stand Matt Thornton, but Chris Ranji was his biggest defender because that's when analytics started becoming a big thing, and he had a high WAR for a reliever, and he's like, oh, this guy's so much better than the naked eye tells you and all that. I called in and just ripped in to Chris Ranji. I'm like, you don't know what I wasn't swearing. We got into it. Then when I got Twitter and everything, I would kind of barb him, and him and I became good friends afterwards.
See?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it's just people care, and that's what I love.
That's
about
what
Chicago.
it is. Yes.
And this was our first postseason series in this town in 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like in 2022 against the Bulls and the Bucks, where the Bulls
that
won
doesn't
one
even
fake
count.
game.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. And like this is the first series win. I don't know how you feel. Do you count the Hawks win?
No.
In 2020?
Absolutely not. No crowds, COVID.
3-game set, right?
And they
and the whole league
best of 5.
Okay.
But like they finished 12th that year.
Yeah, right.
They actually would have been a lot better off losing that series because they would have been picking in the top 10 as opposed to drafting Lucas Reichel. That's what they ended up doing. That team fucking stinks too.
So it's been like since 18 or whatever it was, 17 since a team has won a playoff game or a series, unless I'm forgetting.
No, I think the last playoff series win was the Cubs 17.
Because the Hawks' last one was 16 the year
No,
after? Or they lost to St. Louis that year?
The first round, then they lost to Nashville. In 17, they got swept. So the last Blackhawks series win was the Cup final.
Wow. And I remember that Nashville sweep. I think, they score, 2 or 3
They got
goals?
just slogged up. It was the slowest.
Boat raced. And they were so cocky, and I was too.
They won the President's Cup. Then
that was
they won the West.
8,
they
right?
won the Western Conference.
Okay.
They were the 1 seed in the Western Conference.
It was 1 versus 8, right?
Yeah. And it was never close.
I remember they just clogged everything up.
Well, and that was the real end because then McDonough was like, Panarin can't do it in the playoffs. Got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And then they traded Hjalmarsson.
You got any good McDonough stories that you could just one off the top of your head? You ever heard the McDonough stories? They're hilarious.
Do McDonough Chronicles, because I look he would send people home for having too bright of a shirt. He would lick the icing off of a cupcake, put it back on the
in.
tray. Oh yeah,
he was one of those guys.
I had a blog
allegedly,
series. Allegedly, yeah, all alleged. But I mean,
that's not criminal behavior. You're just tossing.
But still.
You're just sullying his actual character.
Yeah, I didn't blog any of the criminal stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever wear a tie that wasn't up to the
correct.
If you had a tie loosened, it was grounds for going home.
Yeah. I had another guy tell me that McDonough barged into his office and he's like, "Did you read the paper today?" And he's like, "What paper?" He's like, "Go home."
Get out of here.
Didn't even know what the article was. He was just like, "Get out of here." Send him home.
He might have even read it and just been like, "Which one?"
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You go home.
Sylvie, this was fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
And did you hear about the good night that he set us up with in Vegas?
I did.
We got to talk about this.
That. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys had quite the table at the Peppermint Ryan.
All right, act like Eddie's not here. Can you grade him on a temperature scale, body temp scale that we've been doing on his DJ set?
Here's the best compliment I could give. So when you go to a gentleman's club, and back in the day, I was going to write a book. Andy Mazer and I were going to co-write a book when we were reporters called SOS, Stadiums or Strip Bars, a man's guide to the road. And we would go cover the Bears, and it would be the best place to sit, the best ticket, the best value, the concourses, the bathroom situation, shortest line, best food. And then afterwards, after the game, where's the best gentleman's club? And we graded on, how well everyone looks, the cost of drinks, how much touching is going on, the VIP room, the cost per dance, the length of the song. I mean, this was an analytical thing.
It was.
You had an Excel sheet.
You weren't writing a fiction book. That was like a textbook you were writing.
I was Bill James.
Education.
I was Bill James of the strip bars back in the day, and so for Eddie, when I went in there and you see a friend and he's hooking you up big time. And usually you'd be like, okay, I got to see and hear how the music's going. It just blended right in, and I was doing my thing again.
Nice.
And I never once said that the DJ doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
I turned back the clock. I had the best time
Great. Love
in
to
a
hear
long
that.
time. I haven't seen 3:30 in the morning, except for a piss. Like, on a nightly basis. That's the only time I see 3:30 in the morning. So he was awesome. And then my favorite part was, I don't even know how much was in there. He threw over like a brick of money to me.
Yeah,
a brick of singles. Like, what the fuck is this? No one's ever done this to me. And so I was saying next, I go, here, just take it. Stay for however long this has you stay.
Yeah, so that was the funniest part is he walks in. I was like, oh, Sylvie, like, thanks for coming. Like, appreciate you coming.
Go.
And he goes, hey, I like you. Like, I'm happy to be here, but I'm here for strip
For
club
the girls.
guy.
Well, was I slurring? I had to be slurring.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't even know what time.
Loud
it was.
in there.
Regardless.
Well, the first thing that goes for me, we always joke, Waddle drinks on the air. I don't, because after one drink, I slur.
You're a slur guy?
But I slur the same after 12 drinks as one drink.
Okay.
So I'm in control.
Yeah. You were definitely fine. And then there was at one point where, yes, they gave me $1,000 in ones. The video should be out today, hopefully. And I was like, all right, like, because I had a comp table, and I was like, Sylvie and Vegas Nick came too, who's the man as well.
He is the man.
Shout out to him. And then we had some Barstool security guards who came by, and I was like, all right, I immediately.
Those guys were awesome, by the way.
They're great.
Wait, which security guards were out there?
Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah, and he brought a couple buddies.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's just like older.
Oh, were they
guys.
out there for football?
They were out for football. He's
okay.
like, oh, you got to.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So I just immediately broke off a brick for both of them,
There you
tossed
guys
it from my.
It was amazing, and to be sitting like that's who you
Guys
want.
like Robin Hood out
at,
there.
At 2 in the morning. That's right.
That was.
And to be sitting with Chicago cops. That's who you want.
Yeah,
You want to have
yes,
in your
yes,
corner
yes.
too.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So it was very funny.
That's
And
awesome.
then at one point I'm like, Sylvie, like, because I don't know like the rules or whatever about you going to strip clubs. And then you posted a picture. I was like, oh, all right, obviously everything's
good.
fine.
I didn't want to bring it up unless you're.
Oh, I'm an open. You guys should know this by now.
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I was talking more for like the home situation.
Yeah.
So-
Oh,
Yeah.
she quizzed me too.
Yeah.
As far as she knows, I was just there to support Eddie.
Yes.
And then so we got to a point
It was a
where
business
I was
trip for your book.
I was like, oh, he's clearly cool with it. I was like, Sylvie, can we film a little something? He goes, man, I gotta be honest, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like,
That was the only thing, because I was.
That's fair.
Usually I have like 4 or 5 drinks, like out to dinner. If I go hard, that's a hard night for me these days. I haven't had bottle service. Like before that, we were at Bruno Mars's place, and Bruno Mars was there. He was at the VIP table next to us. He's smoking cigs left and right. I couldn't believe it.
You smoke cigs with that voice?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, Dave. I'm like, I understand you're partying, and I'm sure rock stars always used to smoke cigarettes, but it was one after another.
Damn.
And they're performing his music on the stage, and it was surreal to be hearing that and to be watching
Looking
it.
at him, yeah.
And then we had bottle service.
He's
there.
like this tall.
Yeah, he's not, but the women love him.
Oh,
As
yeah,
you
they
would
do.
expect.
Hey, for good reason.
Yeah.
He is
He's great.
awesome.
talented guy.
Yeah. I've seen him in concert with Pat Boyle.
Was that at the UC?
Well, at the UC.
I was
Pat Boyle?
back in like
Good time, Pat Boyle.
2016-ish probably.
Yes, it was a while
I
ago,
was
yeah.
probably at that concert.
Yes, so were we, and my wife really got lit that night.
Nice.
Good.
Beautiful. Sylvie, thanks again, man.
Yeah.
You got it. You
was
guys
great.
are awesome. Love the relationship too between the
I love it.
with
Yeah.
the
great.
SPL 1000.
Yeah.
What you guys do, I always say this. It reminds me what you guys do, the camaraderie of the way it was when we started with Carm, Zetterman, JD, me, Ben Finford, guys like that. Like, it's just, you guys have fun.
Yep.
You guys don't take yourselves too seriously, and you entertain the masses, and keep up the great work.
That's it.
It's a great
Thank you.
compliment. Thank you.
Appreciate
Right back
that.
at
Yeah.
you.
All right, then. That's it, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If this comes out in time, go listen to Sylvie today. He'll be on what, 2:30 to 6:30?
Yes.
There you
exactly.
go. Go listen to ESPN 1000. See you guys.